Today, we're going to dive into fat on a ketogenic and carnivore diet, like how much, what kind, what if you have a gallbladder problem, what if you have no gallbladder? Let's get into it. Welcome everyone to my very humble channel. Now let's get into the facts again on ketogenic, carnivore diets, and even low carb, high fat. The point of doing a ketogenic or carnivore diet and eating high fat is to get into ketosis, because protein is not a very good source of energy. And no, you're not going to get a lot of energy from liver glycogen. You need muscle glycogen. So either go back onto carbs or drive ketosis. Shat or get off the pot. The problem is that most of you have a gallbladder problem. Now, lately I've done a lot of gallbladder videos, a lot. And there are solutions, like how to fix the gallbladder, massage it, and bitters and tutka and taurine and ox bile and when to take it and how much and lipase. But what about the fat itself? How do you get that fat in? You want to hit at least 200 grams of fat. To give you an eyeball, in rendered fat, which is the oily butter, tallow, lard, the drippings, 12 tablespoons only get you around 167 grams of fat, and that's 12 tablespoons. The rest is coming from meat, clearly, to get over 200. That's basic. Some of y'all need to get up closer to 300, depending on how active you are. The problem with butter is that the protein, whey and casein. So do not do those protein shakes, because that's whey or casein. But in the butter, you have a little bit of protein left over. And some of you have leaky gut so bad, or histamine is so bad, that you're reacting to that much of protein. So then people try ghee, which is clarified and the butter's cooked longer to purify some of those proteins out. And people are still reacting. That shows me that there's a lot of pretty extreme leaky gut going on out there in the world. Then we have like the histamine response, but we have the gallbladder. That is also a problem. A lot of people don't know the difference between the gallbladder symptoms and the leaky gut. Both of them can actually produce a lighter color stool. And sometimes they can both tend to be on the yellow side, although leaky gut is very yellow. What fat do you consume? Butter, which has the high histamine. So give it a try. And use your glucometer to test to see if the blood sugar spikes. For those who have a gallbladder problem, tallow is an LCT, to long chain triglyceride. It's pretty hard to digest if you have a sluggish gallbladder or no gallbladder at all. And then there's lard, which is, there's lard and there's lamb fat. There's fish, Deo's flopping around on the floor, but I digress. What are some solutions to get in your fat if your gallbladder is junked up and you can't do the rendered fat? So the rendered fat is the liquid fat. Beef, tallow, butter, lard, ghee. But what about fat trimmings? That is something I have been prescribing a lot lately, but there's sort of a problem with getting into ketosis on fat trimming. Now the fat trimming is the fat around like a cut of meat, like a ribeye, the white part, that's a fat trimming. And if you cook it down, when it liquefies, it is tallow. But what people don't know is there is protein in those trimmings, and in leaf lard and in suet. There's sort of connective tissue in the fat around an organ, or the fat like leaf lard or suet, and then there's connective tissue on definitely ribeye, and there's protein fibers. So that means that when you air fry a fat trimming or grill it or even pan fry it, the crispiness or the butter or the gooiness of the fat has a lot of protein in it. And that's why your gallbladder can handle fat trimmings better than liquid pure fat. But the problem is now your protein's getting too high and you're not getting in enough fat. So I keep seeing people with high blood sugar and low ketones eating a ton of trimmings. So now I'm like, be careful. I definitely think it's a short-term solution to use trimmings, but you really need to get that rendered fat in to hit that 12 tablespoons to hit the 200 to 300 grams of fat, because the more ribeyes you eat or ground beef, the more protein you're consuming, which spikes your blood sugar, and it defeats the purpose of getting into ketosis and having those benefits of even energy, better sleep, weight loss, balancing out inflammation, autoimmunity, and all of that. It's consultation after consultation where people are like, I have my fat and I feel better, but I feel bloated, or I feel nauseous, or I've got neck pain, or my stool's greasy, or it's lighter in color. And then I say, well, let's get a very high quality olive oil. I know, I said it, not to get into ketosis, but to tell your brain you're not starving, and add and pump up the trimmings, then work on the gallbladder. You can massage it with castor oil. You can try milk thistle. You can do taurine or glycine or tudka or ox bile or bitters. Drink more water. Sit up nice and straight. I know, exercise. Get lymph fluid moving. But to get into ketosis, the liver has to be healthy and the gallbladder. The liver is going to make the ketones and the gallbladder is going to break down the fat to make the ketones. If you guys want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com, sign up for a consultation, and I have a lot of experience. Over 8,000 people, talk to people almost every day, and I learn a lot through you guys, it's amazing. And then I also connect the dots, and I see a lot of the same symptoms, especially with the gallbladder. You can go to Stephanie Ketogenic for Instagram, Stephanie the Business Person for my Facebook fan page, or you can go to stephanieperson.com to sign up for my course, not my challenge, that's something different coming up, or for a consultation. And I'm out, because now I gotta edit this video and I've got to go throw some hay out for those equine and get this dog out so he can pee. Peace. My house build is coming soon. I cannot wait. It's exactly what I wanted.